Hey there people, my name's Rob, and this video when it goes up is going to be a look at and a kind of a breakdown of the Battletech teaser trailer number 1 by Harebrained Schemes and Paradox. For those who don't know what Battletech is, I pity you. I've been playing Battletech for a very long time, both the computer games and the board game. But for Battletech, the computer game, Harebrained Schemes did a Kickstarter about a year or so ago. A bunch of us backed it, got it through, and they've recently put up their teaser trailer along with the news that they've gotten together with Paradox as the publisher. And we're going to have a quick look at the trailer in its entirety here. Again, this is Battletech's trailer, not done anything its thing, and then we're going to break it down and have a look at what's happening in it, what little bits of teasers we can get from it, and all that fun stuff. So with no further ado, let's watch the trailer.
Waiting on you, Commander. Engaging target.
So that was the trailer. Not what a lot of people would consider the greatest trailer, because it's not a AAA game. It's typical of Harebrained Schemes style, especially for those of us who have played Shadowrun and the like. But it's good enough, and it gets, for people like me, the blood flowing, because we start seeing some little tad bits. So let's jump back to the beginning. We get the Harebrained Schemes and Paradox logo. But the next part comes here. So what we're seeing here is either a jump ship or a warship. I'm going to hazard possibly a jump ship, simply because I can't actually see much in the way of weaponry on this, though it could be a warship. I've got a feeling that what we're seeing here is actually from the opening prologue or the like of Battletech, and is showing the events that happened during the fall of the Star League. We can tell that this is either a jump ship or a warship simply because we can actually see the jump sail mounts here. The reason I am iffy on if it's a jump ship is the fact that it's near a planet, and it is very, very rare for a jump ship to actually come in system. Jump ships normally sit up at the nada and nadir point of a system unless they're using pirate points, and drop ships come in. So this is, very interesting. But even more interesting is what we see happen in the next part just here. If this is a jump ship, somebody has just violated the rules of warfare as of the start of the Succession Wars. Now, after the Star League fell in the first and second Succession Wars, people went nuts, and this was a common experience. Jump ships got blasted, factories got blasted, everything just got hammered, and it got to the point where being able to make jump ships was becoming a near impossibility, and blowing up jump ships became a no-no. It was considered a crime against humanity. So if this is if this event is happening any time after the second Succession War, so about 2900 or later. This is, yeah, a big no-no, and very, very interesting. The next one we see an Atlas, what looks like well, that's a catapult. That's possibly a Hunchback, but I'm not, or an Awesome. I'm not certain. I'd have to go through all my mechs. We can see some hover tanks, some personnel, but the banner here is the giveaway. This is a Star League banner, and we can tell that, or at least it looks like a Star League banner. We can't see if the point comes out behind the Atlas here, but if it is, this is definitely showing prehistory stuff, because BattleTech's set in the game that we're playing is set on the start of the Fourth Succession War in 3025, but this logo is very much looks very much like the Star League logo. And the colouring and everything would match that. Moving on a little bit here, we see an Atlas being repaired, but the interesting part here is these guys. This looks like a special ops team of some form. Though, actually no, this isn't a repair, this is a battle. If we look again, yeah, this is definitely a battle going on out the window, and these guys are infantry, jump infantry by the looks of it. And so this is a city battle with the like happening, so it'll be interesting because, yeah, infantry taking on an Atlas, their game. Though even the biggest mechs can be taken out by the smallest of guys. Some jumps, some satchels on the knee joints and the like really screw you up. Then we get the thing from the creators of Shadowrun Return series, and yeah, they did an awesome job on the Shadowrun Return series. If you haven't played it, go play. Here we see what looks like a mech warrior being handed a Neuro helmet. By 3025, the big one is that battle mechs have become a rarity. 3025, 3030, 3040, we see a renaissance in the technology because certain events like the Helm Memory Core, New Avalon Institute of Science, all that type of stuff start reinvigorating the technology. But at the point we're seeing here, it's very much battle mechs have become a lot like feudal Earth. So we see mechs handed down in the family. We see mech warriors are the pinnacle. They're the knights of the 31st century when it comes to BattleTech. And here this is definitely looking like it's a Awesome in the background. This is a king crab, so we're seeing a king crab, and I'm not 100% certain what we've got over here. Going into battle, we've got some VTOLs up in the air. What looks to be like possibly a... Oh, actually there's a couple of tanks that could be, so I'm not going to actually hazard a guess without having a couple of TROs open. But we've got an Awesome by the looks of it in the background. Normally an Awesome you can tell by the shields on the arms. So here we see the thing about we reached for the stars and we're followed, and we did the Age of War and the like. I'm thinking of doing a series where we actually look properly at the BattleTech universe. Some people have done similar ones, but they don't seem to want to go into depth on the pre-stuff prior to the fall of the Star League and the like. And I really want to do one where we look fully at the BattleTech universe from the moments the Fuchida Wichikari drive was invented through to the current fall of the Republic of the Sphere. All of it. Here we see some in-game footage, so we're seeing the mech and how beautiful it looks inside the work they've done in Unity. We're seeing them fighting. Here we see what looks like a medium or a large laser and an SRM or an LRM-5 being fired. And we see this mech being hit. We see some good old punching action happening between... That's definitely a hunchback here. So that's not a hunchback, I was wrong earlier. We see some Jenners. That's possibly actually a Panther, that other mech. We can see the Panther up here. This is just showing the... This is actually a multiplayer game, and we can tell that because they showed us a preview of a multiplayer game earlier. But we can see that, you know, radar's showing a mech over here, so we just get some gameplay footage. Basically just showing off how beautiful the game's looking. Again, this is a little bit of a misdemeanor. No offense, Harebrained Schemes. Come on, I know you aren't allowed to acknowledge that Megamech and the like work exist, but Megamech's been keeping us busy while this has been running. So it should be official turn-based mech combat returns to the PC. Some more shots from in the game. So here we can see a Jagger mech, and if we up the cursor for a moment, we can see what I mean about the awesome here. See the Panther, Locust over the side. More thing. This is a rifleman, can tell by this section and the like. Hunchback. Hunchback's big one is always the thing. Hunchback's having a bad day. And here we see, in this section here, we see, so we've got a catapult here and a mech doing a jump, and they're inside a city. So city fighting is one area that mechs really don't like being in. Especially if you read the fiction and you're like, they end up in it quite a lot, but they don't like fighting in it because it's, one, civilian, and two, some other issues. But it's so easy for lighter mechs to get above you and cause you havoc. Here we see a female mech warrior with the Neuro helmet on. She's having a bad day by the looks of it. Sparks flying. The coolant vest on. Part of me's wondering a little bit if what's going on here because you know she's got a little bit too much clothes on in some ways, because most of the time when they're in the cockpit, it's stripped down as much as you can, keep the coolant vest on, the helmet on, and the like, because these things fry. Here we see two mechs going for it in the city and people running away in typical Harebrained Schemes story format. And here we see the Atlas, the mech that I'm having problems identifying. They said possibly a Centurion, but again, I'm not going to put double down on it. I've said 3 different mechs on this one. I'd have to go look at the TROs, and we finally get the BattleTech logo. So that's the boiled down breakdown of this set. I, for one, am excited that this is finally coming out. Us backers get access to the backer beta on the 1st of next month. The simple fact that Mitch and the like are here, the fact that BattleTech is in the hands of the creators again, and that this is considered an official game, its actual lore, is awesome. But yeah, that's my breakdown of the BattleTech trailer. If you like this, subscribe. I'll try and be a little bit better on my YouTube stuff. And if you want to see an actual lore series and the like, where we cover, like I said, everything, let me know. And I'll see about putting it together. And we'll actually look at the history of the Inner Sphere. Anyway, my name's Rob. Thanks for watching. Later.